These two Macintosh computers are great by themselves, but the story of how I got them, well, let's just say we're in for an interesting video. My name is Jess P, this is my tech department, and when I say today los geht's, I really mean it. So, los geht's. Now, it won't have escaped your attention that we are sponsored by PCBWay, but what makes PCBWay so special? Well, let's take a look. For example, the replacement ROM PCB for this Atari 800 XL, well, I got it made by PCBWay. But PCBWay do, well, way more than PCBs. For example, when it comes time to remake this panel for a project that's coming up later this year, well, I'll be looking at PCBWay to do the milling. In fact, if you've got a project on the go, chances are PCBWay can help you out. From 3D printing to CNCing to full fabrication. PCBWay, way more than just PCBs. For more information, check out the link in the description below. So where did these two Macintosh machines come from? Well, that is actually quite easy to answer. They came from the Home Computer Museum in Helmond in the Netherlands. Now, the museum was selling off the excess stock, as they do every year. Once a year they will sell off the excess machines they have to make a little extra money for the museum and to, find new homes for old machines like these. The museum has a strict policy of keeping only 3 of the same machine at any one time, and there's usually 1 out on display to use, 1 out to swap should the first machine go faulty, and a 3rd one kept in reserve, usually as a fully boxed example, kept in mint condition for future historical use. So these machines were donated to the museum. They didn't need them, and as a patron, and I advise you all to become patrons of the Home Computer Museum because it's really worthwhile, but as a patron I got first pick of the machines, and I grabbed these two because I didn't have an SC30 or a Macintosh Plus in my collection. I got them for a ridiculously stupid price. They came with the keyboards, mice, and even this little 20 megabyte hard drive, SCSI hard drive there is an external hard drive, so yeah, I'm really happy. Of course, the problem was I had to pick them up. Now, back last year I did a thing called Summerfest, where I had this wonderful idea I would spend all my time off over summer just fixing machines, doing as many fixes and making videos and doing one road trip. And we did last year. I did actually manage to go to a place called Helmond to pick up a PSP, and I took you guys along for the ride. It was a terrible day though. It rained constantly. We saw no scenery, nothing. And since I had to travel to the Netherlands this year to pick these machines up, I thought I'd document the journey along the way. Of course, I had to travel by Deutsche Bahn. How well do you think that went? I tell you what, let's take a look at these machines today, and while we're taking a look at them, why don't you join us along the journey as well, from Vienna to Helmond. Right, come on, which one of you two is first? In the meantime, I'll turn you over to my past self, and she'll pick up the story from there. Well, come on, let's do you. Oh dear, it's 5 AM in the morning, and already things have gone wrong. You see, I picked up the camera not realizing it's stuck in time-lapse mode, so I have no idea. I'm talking to a camera and it's doing, well, this. Never mind though, let's give it the old college try again and see if we can get some actual real footage. Look, here's an U-Bahn arriving at stupid o'clock in the morning. So yeah, we're already on the platform waiting for our first U-Bahn, and so we're heading to Helmond in the Netherlands. Now today that means we're going to be taking the train from here to Hutteldorf, Wien-Hutteldorf, then out to Munich, Munich to Mannheim, Mannheim to Düsseldorf, Düsseldorf to Venlo, and then Venlo to finally Helmond. It's going to take about 12.5 hours. And I'll explain once we're on the Munich train why we're taking the train, although if you're picking up computers it should be pretty self-evident. Oh, right now there's not exactly a wealth of people waiting over there for a train, and our U-Bahn is in 4 minutes, so... Now the problem is, of course, that Deutsche Bahn are notoriously unreliable these days, whereas 20 years ago you would say, oh look, it's Deutsche Bahn, it's going to be great. Chances are today not so much, and I'm a little concerned about the trip between Munich and Mannheim and Düsseldorf, because we have just 7 minutes to change, and so far when I've been following that train It hasn't made that once, so we'll find out. Right now though, I tell my own mother for coffee. Our U-Bahn arrives on time, and all too soon we whisked away from the centre of Vienna and out into the suburbs towards Hütteldorf. Already I'm beginning to think this is a terrible mistake, but that's mostly because it's really early in the morning and I had to get up at 4:45. However, the dawn is breaking and Vienna kind of looks really nice in the dawn's early light, at least when I have to see it. So yeah, we've made it to Hütteldorf. First train done, now we gotta wait for the next one, and hope it's running on time. It should just like we've been Westbahn off, so hopefully everything's gonna go well. We head up to the platform, hoping that our train is on time. Now this time in the morning there's lots of commuter traffic, so that's the trains you're seeing coming and going at Hütteldorf. Fortunately our train, the Westbahn, is bang on time, and all too soon we're on board and ready to go. Okay, so I'm on our second train of the day already. It's just gone 6:15 and we're somewhere between St. Pölten and Amsterdam. So where are we going? Well, we're heading out to a place called Helmond in the Netherlands. Now, what makes Helmond particularly interesting is it's the home to the Home Computer Museum, and that's where our new Macs are picked up from. Now, I will be doing a separate video on the museum, which is going to be awesome because I really think it's a fantastic museum, but for today, it's all about the journey. Oh god, I sound like one of those motivational posters. Either way, our journey started in Vienna. We then got the train to Vienna and Munich, this one, Westbahn. From Munich, we're travelling first class with Deutsche Bahn to Mannheim, then changing Mannheim on to the second ICE and travelling first class to Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf, we're on to Venlo, from Venlo then we're on to Helmond finally. It's going to be about 12.5 hours journey time, and yeah, it could all go spectacularly wrong. I suspect Mannheim is going to be our problem. However, for now, let's just sit back, enjoy the scenery, and let's get another coffee, because I've already one coffee down and I feel like I need more. There should be a coffee down there. Yeah, so as you can see, we're off to a good start. However, hopefully I've explained what's going on better than I'm here. For now though, let's see if this Macintosh Plus works. Now, they were sold me as working, but these machines can be, they're old. I dragged them across 3 countries. Maybe they didn't survive. So let's try it. Let's have a look, it's plugged in. Well, that's a good noise, we got a beep. Now we don't have a startup disk, so let's see. Do we get an image? Do we get an image? Yes, we do. And she's looking for something. Look at that. Excellent. That's actually a pretty crisp picture. Now that is not bad for a 40-year-old machine. Ah, there's a problem. You see that? Let me demonstrate again. Well, the Macintosh Plus is generally regarded as a pretty bulletproof machine, and our mouse works. The keyboard I can't test because although I got the keyboard, they didn't have a keyboard cable with it. That's fine, I will either make or buy it, buy a new one. That's not a problem. But I did notice this. If I tap the side of it, tap the top of it, we're getting dropout. Now chances are there are a bunch of dry joints on this board, and we should definitely take a look inside. Also, there was a battery in this machine when I bought it. I got rid of it pretty sharpish. It was in the back there, but it had started to corrode. So we need to look inside and see what's what. So let's start with that, shall we? Right, getting into old Macintoshes is not terribly difficult. There are just 4 screws. However, you will need a slightly long screwdriver. And by slightly, I mean immensely. 2 of the screws that hold the case on are hidden under this handle. So for this, we need this. So look, I had to buy this special book just for this machine. Weirdly enough, my Classic doesn't need it. Come on, there you go. And come on, in you go. Come on, there we go. Well, the good news is none of these feel tight in unscrewing them, so that's good. Oh, there we are. One. Get that one out as well. Just two. And then 2 black ones on the bottom. Right. Now we try and get the back off. I hate doing this. So I'm going to put it down on his face and hope for the best. Come on. Oh, that's tight. Let's just slowly come in. Oh, that is really tight. Come on, here you come. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need to get something under there, I think. Alright, I'm an idiot. There's an extra screw under the battery cover. Took me way longer than I needed to find that out. I'm not proud of that. Moving on. Anyway, here's our thing. I'm just going to carefully move it, and well, I mean it's yucky in here, but there's no damage. Let's take a closer look this way. Yeah, actually, do you know what? That is in remarkably good condition. There's no sign of any battery damage, or thank goodness, or any leakage from capacitors. So yeah, all I'm going to have to check now is probably this cable here. That is where you'll probably find some dry joints, and we'll take a look at that in a second. Right, so here's a quick look at the one on the logic board, and they kind of look okay. And honestly, with these, mostly it's on the analog board, which I'm going to check now, but you have to be very careful with. This is very old technology, and it will give you a bit of a bump of electricity if you nudge the wrong thing. And this has already been on, as we've seen. So I'm just going to carefully now remove the cover on the analog board and check out the dry joints there. Right, as of right now, I can't actually see anything too badly wrong with it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it some time and then discharge the CRT, take this board over to the workbench, and just do a quick resoldering job on these just to make sure. Because I have no doubt that the line output transformer here has probably got some cracked joints, as has along here where our connector comes in. Then we'll put it back together and I'm sure it will be fine. This machine is a bit of a trooper. And only though, these little orange bits you see here were foam pads that held the cover on the analog board. Well, they've long since perished, but hopefully we can just re-glue them back in and not have any issues. So let's take a quick look while we're waiting for that to discharge properly on the SE30. Oh, and while we're at it, let's see how things are going for myself and the other half, shall we? I can tell you now, it's not good. One quick cool note about the Plus, like the original 128 and 512, the signatures of the original designers are engraved into the back of the case. Doesn't make it any more valuable, but it is cool. Approaching Salzburg, things are going fairly well. I've had my coffee, a little nap maybe, and the beautiful summer sunshine is just starting to make Salzburg look really beautiful. Well, as beautiful as the train station can be. However, disaster looms just but a moment away. Oh dear. Okay, so disaster has struck, and it was in a most unexpected place. So we've reached Salzburg, and while we were waiting for the Munich train, the best man to take us on to Munich, an announcement was made that the train had basically been cancelled. We're all kicked off, and that's it. Turns out there's been an accident further up the line which has delayed everything, so we can't physically get to Munich. How long are we going to be stuck here? I don't know. What's the cost of getting on to Munich when we do get a chance? I don't know. We're hoping at the moment to deal with Westbahn, who booked us tickets to Munich. They will give us something, a stamp apparently, so at least we can show to OBB that we've got an issue. Sorry, the Deutsche Bahn. when we get to Munich and say this is an issue, so can you focus on the next ones, and hopefully that'll get us to Helmond later, but it will be later. Oh dear, this was all going so well. Alright, let's have a look at our Macintosh SE30. I'm never sure what to make of these machines. Now I know they're very good, it's the most powerful black and white Mac you can get, and this one does seem to have a network card in it, which is cool. So let's plug them in. Right, well, nothing went bang. Okay. Are you power? Wait, you're a hard drive. Oh, we have a screen. Yes. Oh, look, it's German. Huh. RAM doubler connectics. RAM doubler installed. Oh, okay. Okay, well, it looks like it's working. It's a little cramped on the screen there. Looks like we've got system 7, I think, in there, which is cool. But yeah, the screen geometry definitely seems out. But yeah, cool, look at that. We actually have a system with a working hard drive. Nice. About this Mac, please. Macintosh SE30. System 7.1. Okay, cool. And it's got... well, it's got a lot of memory. I think it has 8 gig of mem. Nice. All right. That's kind of cool. Oh, 8 gig. 8 megabyte. Or more, actually. Well, we'll see. Unfortunately, my German is not great when it comes to stuff like this. So, oh, we have Finder installed. What's on the hard disk, though? And it's actually pretty nippy as well, which is kind of cool. So we've got RAM double, we got Word there, hard disk toolkit, Dienst program, okay, so day planner, admin protocol, and then a bunch of other little bits and pieces. Spiel. Now I know what that is. That's games. What we got? Bachmann, Dracula's Castle, Game of Winds, Harry, Load Runner, MS Flight Sim 4, and Spectre. Okay, show me some Flight Sim. I'm not going to say no to a bit of Flight Sim on an SE30. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, that is Flight Sim. Well, now would you look at that? That's actually quite cool. And we have sound, which is interesting because I wasn't sure we did. It's very quiet though. As I play around with Flight Sim, let's check back in at Salzburg and see if things have improved. Hopefully they have. But probably haven't, right? Okay, so quick update. We're on training. We're currently approaching Rosenheim. We are very, very delayed. And I'm not sure what's going to happen next once we reach Munich. Currently we're about 2 hours late. What we're going to be an hour and a half late for our last train. So we have to see what we for Munich. So fingers crossed. Right, just like our Mac Plus. Bear in mind there were quite a few years between these two machines. The process is pretty much the same thing, only minus a battery cover one that's hiding a screw. Because, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if you could see it straight away. You know? Alright, come on. When you engage. Yep, there we go. And one more. I already see something I don't like. So there's something I don't like. There's a little bit of swarf on there that kind of looks like stripped thread. So that does not inspire with confidence. Nevertheless, we've got it off. So we're now very carefully going to get into the machine so as I don't electrocute myself and see if we can get that battery out because it should be in there and I don't want it to be. All right, so let's have some fun then. Let's get the battery, the cover off. So I'm going to lie him down. And he's gonna come away nice and easily now. I know he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear me. Excuse my language. He actually did. He came away quite well. Right. First things first, there's no sign of capacitor leakage. That's good. Let's put this up. Right, let's get up close. So the first thing that hits me actually is how amazingly compact this bloody machine is compared to the Plus. It's actually rammed in here. So let's, oh God, is that actually, what is this? This definitely looks like a card. It's fine. Of course, the motherboard is down here. And the battery will be in there somewhere. Okay, well, let's start stripping apart. While we're doing that, let's catch up with my past self and see how things are going. Right, first up, I'm just going to take this network card out because I'm just kind of curious of it, really. I don't think it needs to come out, but let's have a look anyway. I kind of knew these machines had space for expansion cards, but I didn't think I'd actually see one in there because I imagine it's not a lot of space. There you go, come on. Fold that forward. There we go. So that's actually just a breakout board, obviously, from the board connected down there. Take this screw, that's good, right. And how do we get that out? Well, I assume there's a screw there. Let's have a look. Meanwhile, back in Munich. Right, we made it to Munich. 2 hours late. But we're here. Now we're off to the Reiter Centrum to see if we can sort out what to do with our tickets next. Hopefully we can get the 1247 out of here. And then we'll only be 2 hours late then to our hotel tonight. Which, when you were at 4:45, is a godsend. Come on. The queue was long and I was hopeful we could hit the 1247 train. But my face says it all, really, doesn't it? Right, well, as it happens, it just popped out. So this is a Mac Con for SE30. I know nothing about this. It's obviously some kind of network card. But what's really interesting is it's got this little IC socket there. So I wonder what could have gone in there. Cool. I also find it interesting it's added another slot here. So there was room to continue expanding. Fun, but whew, I wouldn't fancy my chances. Alright, I'm just going to try and take the motherboard out, the logic board out, because I don't really need the analog board out at the moment. That's going to be a job for another day. But what's really interesting is there's a little cover that you move, and then you technically undo 2 screws here and here. They're not there. So maybe our battery's not in there, but it also means someone's been here before us. That's never good. Okay, so I just want to take out the logic board right now. I don't really need to worry about the analog board. We can deal with that at a later date because this machine will be fully stripped down, cleaned, recapped and tidied up. But I do want to check that battery. However, to get the logic board out, normally you remove the cover there and there are 2 screws here and here. They're missing. So it means someone's already been in here, which either means that there's no battery. Fantastic, great. But it also means someone's been here before, so let's find out. While I get the SE30's motherboard out, let's check back in on my past self and see how things are going. It's probably not good. We're moving. So we have managed to get on the 1328 to Dusseldorf, which means we'll get to our hotel hopefully around 10:30 tonight. Downside, well, our tickets were super saver, so we had to book an extra €251 ticket just to get to Dusseldorf. It's unfortunate, but that's the risk you take sometimes with these super saver tickets. Nonetheless, we're moving. Here's us leaving. Where the hell are we? Munich. It's been a long day. And yeah, hopefully all goes well from here. Of course, by now, things were not really going according to plan and not really likely to get better. In fact, considering this is an ICE service or Intercity Express, famed for its 300km/h top speed, well, we saw precious little of that. Here, leaving Stuttgart, well, we're barely hitting 70km/h. And so it was throughout the rest of the trip. we started picking up delay after delay after delay, and really only saw a top speed of somewhere around 120 to 150 kilometers an hour. Still, the scenery was pretty, in parts. Take a look. As our train slowly crawls to a stop, again, and we're not at the station, let's check in on that Mac SE30, shall we? Okay, so the motherboard is out, and not only is our battery not there, we've actually have someone who's replaced it with a CR2032 version. That is so cool. So someone has been in here before, but they have looked after it. On top of that, we seem to have a full set of RAM, which is just amazing. I would look at them, but they are plastic clipped in, so I'm not going to watch them. I imagine they're probably 4 megabyte modules, maybe. I don't know. We'll check. But still, that's full. Everything is working. Yeah, turned out to be quite a bargain, this, isn't it? Caps wise, it looks, well, I mean, it's going to need doing because they all do, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. They're all 47 microfarad, I think, all by the ones that aren't. And yeah, excellent. Let's just put this back together and enjoy it then. And just as I was putting this back together, I realized that the previous owner had put the battery cover on this little network card thing here. And yeah, isn't that just great? Someone's obviously refurbished this before me, and yeah, it'll save us a job, or at least we can take our time with it, because generally this machine is working. Let's get it back switched on and check out that other hard drive. Whilst we reassemble the Mac, let's set sail back to the past and check out Dusseldorf station, where we've just arrived. Late. Again. Okay. Look, it's late. We've made it. More delayed than anything. To Dusseldorf. The day should have ended about an hour and a half ago. We should be in our hotel. It's not happening. We have another 3 hours to go. Currently, the next train we need is delayed, surprisingly. But this leads us with a big problem, because this is our penultimate train, and if we miss this final train, which we were never meant to be on, well, we're stuck in Venlo overnight. So, wish us luck. We're going to see if we can hunt down some food before we catch the next train, and hopefully get to our destination tonight. God, I need a cup of tea.
So,
Okay.
this is me commemorating the point where Jess's soul has left her body.
Fahrgäste aufgrund einer Signalstörung verzögert sich das Weiterfahren. Wenige Minuten mit Unverständnis.
I don't know what he just said, but I'm guessing we've gotten a delay.
Yeah, he says vinegar minuten. That means just a few minutes.
We moved 10 feet down the path. 10 feet on our penultimate train of the day. I mean,
On the third platform they tried to send it from.
I mean, they're called McDonald's, where somehow they've packed us double chicken burgers that we didn't order. And I
They
don't,
know we're going to need them.
so, I'm done. So as we enjoy this bountiful feast, heading now for Mönchengladbach, let's turn back to our nice, finished Mac SE30 and check out that hard drive. So as our Mac SE30 boots back up, it's interesting to see that Connectix RAM doubler installed when, well, it just seemed to be so much RAM inside this machine. Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, I kind of weirded out by the fact that the sound, we don't get a chime, but I mean, that's not unusual. Right. Let's try this SC30, this 20 SC drive. So it's plugged in. I'm going to switch it on. It spins up. The question is, do we get a hard drive notice there? No. Maybe I need to restart the machine? Let's find out. I don't actually have any experience with SCSI, that's the trouble. So, find it. Special, noise start. try a new start then, fresh reboot without drive running. I mean, it is running and it's not making any horrible noises, so that's good. But will we get a extra hard drive to search on the page? Let's find out. Come on. Working, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes, we do. Cool. Okay, and this popped up as well. That's interesting. So let's have a look at our hard drive. So we actually have a working SCSI hard drive. I mean, ooh. Civilization, FileMaker 2.1 map. MacWrite 2, Ming, whatever that is. Restore Hope. Well, that just seems sad. What else do we have on here? We have Norton Utility Simple Test System 7.5. Okay, so, and some Apple extras as well, which I know nothing about. But cool. What is ADV then? Seems to be a bunch of discs. Okay, yeah, we'll ignore that. Civilization. I have a confession. I've never actually played Civilization. And I didn't think the first time I would try it would be on a Macintosh SE. But let's see. It's just loading. Cool. That actually works. Yeah, go on, start a new game. Yeah, well, now we're getting no sound at all. But still. We have a working machine, working SE30, and things are going well, which is actually better than I can say for my past self. Let's check in on her again. I think probably coming to the end of the day. Oh, what fresh hell is this? So it turns out now it's replacement bus service time. If we'd have got here on time, we'd have got a train all the way there. But right now it's replacement bus service time on a delayed train. Okay, we've made the final train at the last possible moment where there was some drama.
Oh, the drama.
Caused mostly by me. Entirely by me. We did manage to get the bus from Mönchengladbach. Unfortunately, I really needed to use the bathroom and I couldn't quite make it to the station, so we got off in a place called Beryl, which was great, except for one small problem. Once we did manage to find somewhere to go for a pee, which was great, but then there was no one buses or anything like that. Fine, we managed to get the only Uber driver was going to pick up. Ahmed, we love you. You were fantastic. He got us from Beryl all the way to the station, drove like a lunatic, and I love you for that, man. You got us here.
Drove like a professional.
Yeah, a professional. Yeah, and he got us to this train. All we've got to do now is get to Helmond, walk to our hotel, and frankly go to sleep. I'm exhausted. And with that, we relaxed for the final part of our journey, safe in the knowledge we'd get to our hotel, but exhausted. Right guys, final update for the night. It is just after midnight. We finally made it to the hotel. We are exhausted. Everything that can go wrong did. And I mean everything. Not only was our train delayed at Salzburg, the train we could have got at from Munich, we would have caught that on time, but missed the connection at Mannheim. On top of that, then we would have also missed on that next train the connection at Dusseldorf for that Mönchengladbach train that would have taken us to Venlo, which didn't happen. In the end, well, everything that can go wrong did, but I'm not gonna be angry about it. Stuff happens, and on top of that, the reason we were delayed in the first place at Salzburg, that unexpected delay, was because someone decided that, well, they took their own life on the line. And as bad as my day has been in getting here, someone's had a much worse day than me. Several people, in fact, have had a worse day than I've had, so I'm not gonna, beat myself up on this journey. Would I do it again? No. No, I would certainly not do it again. Although if I am bringing computers back from Helmond, I think I would probably fly in and then just get the train home, do it one way as a means to an end. As it is, the day has been very long and I am about to go to bed. Well, there we have it. The tech department has two brand new machines, the Macintosh SE30 and the Macintosh Plus, both of which are, well, working more or less fine. This one needs a little bit tidying up inside. I think there's something wrong with the speaker, if I'm honest. But it's so cool to see in there that someone has already been in there and loved this machine enough to replace that battery. The Macintosh Plus, well, I'm going to give it a few days now. And when I do, once it's discharged enough, I will be able to just search out those dry joints on the analog board and the logic board before putting it back together and, well, giving it a good service, really. I'm sure this drive probably doesn't work very well. Both of these machines will get their own separate episodes for tidying up. However, as much as I love these machines, the journey to get them was, let's say, interesting. Would I do it again? Well, I'm pretty sure I already answered that question. But no, I would not do it in that configuration again. Next time, I would probably fly into Eindhoven, which is one stop away on the train from Helmond. But when it comes to getting these machines home, the train makes the most sense. But if you're on your way home, it doesn't really matter so much. Incidentally, on the way home, we were delayed an hour and a half and our Deutsche Bahn ICE had no hot food on board. We were on there for 6 hours, so... Oh, and in case you wondered, I was offered compensation for my troubles, despite having to pay an extra €251 to get a ticket out of Munich. They offered me €10 back, and that's, I think, mostly due to the inconvenience of coming home. Thanks, Deutsche Bahn. Yeah. In the meantime, all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving us a like, a share, and a subscribe. It would help the channel grow immensely. And all that's left to say now is when it comes to old Macintosh machines, reuse, rediscover, recycle, and maybe take a crazy trip once in a while out to a brilliant museum in Helmond, where you can find your own sweet treat to bring home. My name is Jesby. This has been my tech department. Cheers, Papa.